I've always just been a super active person. I was really involved in competitive sports growing up, pretty much all year round.
Her schedule was extremely rigorous. There are times where she would practice 6 days a week. It was really tricky to get her to slow down.
It was junior year and I was just struggling with a lot of back pain, worse than any kind of minor injury I'd ever really felt before. So I went into a doctor, I got x-rays, and I just remember looking at the x-ray and I was like, my spine is supposed to be a straight line, and it was just all over the place. The doctor told me that I had scoliosis. It was pretty much fully grown. So I couldn't do the bracing and all of the pre-treatment stuff of when you catch it early.
Both my husband and I were just like, where did this come from? Again, just thought it was because she was toughing out all these injuries.
I hated the idea of having a fused spine and not being able to do all the bending and twisting. So that's when we came across Mayo and tethering surgeries versus the full spinal fusion.
Mayo is a great place to responsibly innovate because we truly have a culture of research. You just can't go out and try something new without studying it. That allows us to bring new technology to patients in a rapid, safe fashion. For the first time in 40 years, we do have some truly new approaches to treating severe scoliosis. One form of non-fusion scoliosis surgery is posterior dynamic distraction. So instead of placing 2 metal rods and screws in the back, the surgical procedure is 3 screws and 1 rod. And it is a special rod because the rod can move and the rod can expand and grow over time. So I had talked to her about the device and told her we're waiting for the approval.
I literally was like, sign me up. I don't care if no one's done it before. I want to do it. I'm all in for it.
I'm thinking she's going to go have a major surgery that's never been done in the United States before. She's going to be a great candidate for it, but still nothing was approved.
I decided, okay, I'm just going to get through my senior year. I eventually had to stop hurdling and stop jumping. Finally got to the point where I was like, I can't jump because it feels like there's a knife in my back every time I'm landing.
We had the full approval in spring of 2020. We brought her back and had a frank discussion. You'll be our first patient at Mayo having this done, but she was very comfortable that this was the right choice for her to achieve correction of her back, postpone fusion, hopefully indefinitely, and still preserve motion in her back.
We all felt really good about, obviously it's with the Mayo Clinic, and right away we all just felt super at ease. I absolutely really did trust the fact that she wasn't going to be in pain any longer.
Everything's gone so smoothly, and I was able to return to doing all the things I love so quickly. Total recovery from when I got the surgery to when I was fully back, lifting weights, doing yoga. Couldn't have been longer than 3 months.
It was wonderful to see her at the 1-year mark. We saw preserved spinal motion over the levels of the implants. If you lean down and just touch your toes. That's the whole concept behind the device, provide an alternative to fusion surgery for patients with severe scoliosis. Mayo Clinic was the first in the U.S. to be able to perform this procedure. It highlights the ability for Mayo to safely innovate. We're able to bring new treatments and new technologies to our patients. To study these new technologies and to make the procedures as safe as possible, as efficient as possible, and to get patients back to their usual lives and not worrying about their backs.
She was up and moving so quickly. So it was impressive to see her bounce back so quickly.
Everything looks really good. No change in the screw alignment.
I felt good just because she's not in pain anymore. The whole thing's been great. The whole Mayo Clinic experience was nothing but positive.
There are options that don't have to make you stop your life or not live the life that you want to live and not be as active as you want to be. It's been amazing to see how much it's fixed my back, but also how little impact it's had on the rest of my life.